Now, for a while, us content creators have been talking behind closed doors, and we were noticing that there's a lot of bots in the comment section, especially if you talk about a latest product. So if you talk about a AAA video game, or if you talk about some popular movie, you'll notice that there's a lot of bots in the comment section. Now it's very difficult to prove that they are bots because, again, ChatGPT exists, and it's very convincing. Like, if you're unaware that you're talking with a bot, most people can be tricked. But now we have receipts, we got evidence. So I already made a video where I showed the evidence from Twitter. There have been bots that appeared when I was arguing with another content creator about Fallout. And here you have the synthetic man proving that there are bots in his comment section.
These are bots, actual AI chat bots that are being rolled out into YouTube comment sections. And so, suspecting these were bots, I wrote a pinned comment. And of course I was inflammatory, but this is me we're talking about, so that's besides the point. But
So basically, in his comment, he is saying, the Reddit bots are absolutely pathetic. Can you refute a single point in the video or will you continue to cry about my political beliefs? So he goes through the points, right? He's basically saying, if Shady Sands fell in 2277, why didn't a single NCR member mention it in New Vegas? If you think that the show isn't woke, what is your definition of woke? Why do you care if other people like or hate the show, right? So basically he's saying, if you're not a bot, respond to one of these three things, right? And as you can see, when you're looking at the responses that he got, the most responses do not address any of these issues. And they're like, who hurt you? Now the person that says block me anyways, obviously not a bot. This person, the show takes place in 2296, obviously not a bot. But then you have like things like Snowflake, Cool Band, people that have different opinions. This is the first and last videos of yours I would watch anyway. Just let this be a community of sheep, only the same opinions allowed. You are asked to respond to one of those three questions, and yet you take the effort into posting. Like, do you know how much energy that takes in 2024 to actually move the keyboard in front of you and start clickety-clacking? Like, that also requires a lot of energy. And instead of using that energy to show that you actually know what the conversation is about, you give a bot reply. Now, again, maybe some of these people are genuine human beings that have such short attention span that they do not understand what they're talking about, and they cannot read the simple text, which, again, was very clear. It's like, this is a text that I need to screen for bots. You need to answer one of these 3 points, otherwise I ban you. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand when someone uploads a 1-hour video and people are commenting before watching the whole video, or, they have a preconceived notion, and the moment, like, someone disagrees with them, they get angry and they start commenting, so they don't get the full context. Like, I get that. However, when you're going into a pinned comment, which is basically outright stating that I don't think you're a human being. If you are a human being, prove to me by answering one of these 3 points. And then you post something like, you must feel very alone. Well, I'm sorry, but that is a bot. Either that or, I don't know, like there's people that have nothing better to do and jump from content creator to content creator just to be antagonistic. Like, that would also be a form of astroturfing, I suppose. But I don't think that's what's happening, because it wasn't happening last year. It wasn't happening 2 years ago. It's almost coincidental with the invention of ChatGPT that this is taking place. And you're having, like, all of these bots having the exact same arguments, the exact same talking points that you find on Rotten Tomatoes or that you find in other places. And I already exposed the ones on Twitter. So, yeah, we know that the companies are astroturfing. Definitely. Now, again, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get comments in here being like, oh, well, you don't understand, this guy, Synthetic Man, is really bad. He's a bad individual, bad man, bad takes, bad... Yeah, but, like, the point that he is making here isn't bad. Like, the point that he is making here is quite correct. Now, I'm not saying that Fallout is a bad show. My opinion is a little bit more nuanced than that. What I am saying is that almost every single major AAA production now is being astroturfed. And the journalists don't want to talk about it. Like, they will talk about review bombing. Like if you get the opposite, if, like, some actor says something that's incredibly disrespectful to the fandoms, if a community manager acts like a chicken shit online, and you get the backlash from the customers, review bombing. Oh, that's horrible. That is unacceptable. But when you get the opposite, when you get armies of bots that give positive reviews, that generate traffic, that try to steer the conversation one way or another, the journalists just don't notice that. That's definitely not happening. It's no. And by the way, just so you can understand my opinion on Fallout, because a lot of people say it's good while other people say it's bad, then my opinion is as follows. If you're a fan of Fallout and you actually care about the lore, if you were invested enough in order to immerse yourself in the universe, you will probably hate the show. And you will hate it not just because they made small changes, but they changed the spirit of what Fallout is, which is war never changes. Here, they're like, oh, the United States is bad. They fired the first shot, right? Even though in the game, it's China that fired the first shot. Then it's capitalism bad. Mr. House and many others actually wanted to destroy the world because they're greedy men. Greedy, evil white men sitting at a table, smoking cigars, talking about the destruction of the world, which is not what's happening in the game, right? So, like, the message in the actual movie is that America evil, capitalism bad, people are greedy. So if you're a Fallout fan, you may not appreciate this. Now, if you don't know anything about Fallout, or you played Fallout at a superficial level, you may like the show. The reason you may like the show is because all the other shows are absolutely atrocious. They are incredibly bad. So, by comparison, you know, if you take like 3 very plump individual and you put a 4th individual that's less plump, well, that person is going to look like a 10 out of 10 supermodel, right? So, like, this is the Fallout show that we're talking about. But if you were to compare it with old shows that were good, if you compare it to Battlestar Galactica, if you compare it to Stargate, if you compare it even with Shogun, that's on Netflix right now, you will notice that it's an inferior product. Now, is it a product enough to entertain you while you sit on a chair? That's up to you. I personally can't say that it's even a 7 out of 10. Like, my standards are too high. I would say it's a 6. Right? It manages to pass the bar, barely. It's entertaining for me. But again, if you're a person that just consumes Western media and you're not interested in the Fallout lore, then yeah, like, this will be peak writing, peak cinematography. You got everything there, you know. People 20 years from now are going to go back and rewatch the show. Which, by the way, is my standard. Like, that is a good show. That's what I would recommend something to someone. If I can see myself 20 years from now going back and watching it, then it's great. Like, I can see myself going back and watching Lord of the Rings. I'm actually watching Stargate right now. I watched a little bit of Star Trek. Like these are shows that are actually good, and they're worth revisiting. But I don't see myself watching Fallout. This is like something that you watch once. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.